Sitting today with Okanagan Lake West-South Kelowna Liberal candidate Juliette Sicotte. Juliette, welcome to the federal election campaign.
Thank you so much, Wayne.
This is your first move into the political arena. Why this election? Why now?
Well, as you know, everything has changed in the last 6 months. It's been critical that we have representation, liberal representation in the Valley. I just couldn't stand by and watch decades of progress that our country has made and just have it get wiped away.
An interesting time for the Liberal Party. 6 months ago, we may not be having this conversation, at least as a positive conversation. Now, things have changed. What are you seeing and what are you hearing and why the change?
Well, again, everything has changed with President Trump trying to cripple our economy and Prime Minister Mark Carney taking the leadership has given people a lot of hope. And what I'm hearing on the doorsteps is that people are concerned and they're having a tough time sleeping, but they feel a reassurance that Mark Carney is leading the Liberal Party.
Concerned about U.S. nationalism and their inroads or threats of inroads into this country? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and they're concerned about what they're trying to do to our economy, crippling us with tariffs, and also the unpredictability of what's happening. We just have to keep controlling what we can control because we can't control what President Trump is going to do from day to day.
So why should Canadians trust a Liberal government to deal with Mr. Trump as opposed to a Conservative government? What will you do differently to try and, I don't know if you can rein him in, but certainly to try and negotiate?
Well, Prime Minister Mark Carney has a very well-respected reputation with economics, and he has the experience. He's led Canada through the 2008 financial crisis, as well as the UK through their Brexit.
We have seen 10 years of Liberal government under Justin Trudeau's leadership. The economy is slipping. That's no secret there. Mark Carney talks about change, but it's still a Liberal government. How do you see change with what the Conservatives are saying? Same old, same old.
Mm-hmm. So it's been a issue globally with people's economy. I think Mark Carney has the experience to really turn things around for us.
We mentioned off the top that this is your first foray into politics, so people probably don't know the name Juliette Sicotte. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and what brought you to where you are now.
So I was born and raised in a small mining town in northern Manitoba called Snow Lake. It's a beautiful little town, lots of fishing and recreation. Mm-hmm. And from there, I moved up to Yellowknife, Northwest Territories, and that's where I got my start selling fine art sculptures and tapestry. And that's where I connected with my Indigenous culture, was through art. I'm Métis Cree, and I was surrounded by the beauty of what my culture offers. And from there, I moved to Vancouver, and I worked for a Haida fashion designer, selling very high-end fashion with her Haida art on the clothing. And I've lived in Kelowna now for 30 years, and I work for ACR Systems. We are a manufacturer of industrial technology. I sell to engineers all over the world, and I have a global reseller channel as well.
What do you bring to the people of Okanagan Lake West, South Kelowna?
Well, like a lot of people in Canada, I've only worked in small businesses. I think it's the backbone of our region as well as our country. I have already, since the beginning of the campaign, I have been championing within the Liberal Party supports for small and medium-sized businesses in the Okanagan. You
mentioned people's anxieties over what's happening internationally and its inroads into this country. I'm sure you've also heard from people about safety and their concerns over over that issue. We see what's going on in the rail trail the last 48 hours and that issue. What do you bring, and what do you tell people when you're at the door when they bring those issues up?
So what I've been hearing at the door is people want our people living in addiction and our unhoused population. They want them to be treated humanely, and there's a lot of compassion as well. We know that with the dealers, absolutely you need to convict people who are breaking the law, but the people who are living in addiction, this is a mental health issue, and look, I would love to be able to look at it from that perspective and treat it as a mental health issue. These people have been living with trauma, and this is a symptom of mental health struggles.
What would you tell your leadership, your party leadership, if you do form government, about this issue and as it pertains to this riding, this area, this city?
Yeah, so it is an issue in a lot of cities and towns and reserves across the country. This isn't, something that's just isolated to BC or the Okanagan. Right. I would suggest that they meet with people who are advocating and listen and learn from people who are looking at evidence-based solutions and really listen to them.
I want to give you an opportunity to speak directly to your constituents of Okanagan Lake West-South Kelowna. The camera is there for you to talk directly to the people and give them your best pitch as to why on Election Day they should put a check mark beside your name.
Thank you, Wayne. So I'm Juliette Sicotte. My party is the Liberal Party of Canada, and I feel that the Okanagan deserves to get more supports. We're looking at issues of protecting our natural resources, our water, and our forests from wildfires. I would love to be able to bring more supports to that to protect our homes and our communities.
Juliette Sicotte, good luck on Election Day and welcome to the campaign.
Thank you, Wayne.